after these World Championships, the 26-year-old from Guangzhou is on the left as we look at them. It does seem an awful shame to me. He's going to be hanging up his rackets just when he seemed to be settling into this partnership with M.Conrad. So, learning your picture, goes from Hyun, 26 years of age. He's currently there, Day 24, 25 next month. The number one seeds because they are the number one pair in the world. Because they were seeded, and of course had a bye in the first round of these World Championships. Confirmation of that, and there's confirmation that the Danes needed a very long match indeed, had to come from one game down and save 4 match points before they beat Suratama, Dasiki and Kundarakida Gunawa of Indonesia. Now 4 minutes that lasted. It was a thrilling encounter, and along the way the Danes were slightly fortunate to get through. But that's sport. 4 times a World Championship medalist. Never 2 silver and 2 bronze. His partner, 2 World Championship medalists. Silver, of course, last time with his previous partner, Yong. As you can see, their win-loss record for the year, very, very impressive. They've played 9 tournaments this year. They've reached 7 finals. Of course, with the win-loss records, we also include team competition results in that. So from the Sudirman Cup, so in case you think that didn't quite add up with the 9 tournaments. So there is the 26-year-old from Guangzhou. And unless there's a remarkable upset, this could quite possibly be his last ever match. M.Conrad-Petersen, 25 years of age, former European junior champion in the men's singles, also a silver medalist in the men's doubles that same year of the European Junior Championships, 2007, and in fact he's going to team up with his former men's doubles partner, Mads Kolding, after these World Championships. This will just be the 2nd time that they've played against each other. As you can see, the first occasion, it was won by the Koreans, who, of course, went on to win the Korean Super Series at the beginning of the year. So, of course, they won that encounter. So, this Korean combination only really formed their partnership after the Olympic Games last year, because the Yong Dae's former partner, Jung Jae-sung, was retiring. Ha Taekwon, the world champion in the men's doubles, in the coaching chair for the Koreans. The Koreans did actually play 3 tournaments back in 2011, winning 2 of them, the US Open and the Canadian Open. And I think that was just really a little test out to see if they could form a good partnership post-retirement of Jung Jae-sung. The signs have been good. They played 7 tournaments last year and reached 5 finals. They played 9 tournaments this year and reached 7 finals.
Ladies and gentlemen,
one of them was world number 1s.
On my right, Hyun, Leon Dae, Korea. And on my left, Rasmus Bonde, M.Conrad-Petersen, Denmark. Leon Dae to serve to M.Conrad-Petersen, love all, play.
So the number 1 seeds, their first outing in these World Championships. Yong Dae.
1 love.
Hyun. Yong Dae at the age of 24, already
love.
an Olympic medalist. first in 2 consecutive Olympic Games. This was head coach and Jesper Larsen.
3 love.
Jesper Larsen. Now, Steen, perhaps you can give us the inside scoop on why Rasmus R.Bonde has decided to hang up his rackets, just not enjoying it anymore.
No, I think he's actually enjoying it, but just not enjoying it enough. I think he wants to do other things with his life. Originally from the second biggest city in Denmark, from Aarhus, and currently living in Copenhagen. And some people find it difficult to sort of let go of the roots. Rasmus is returning back to Aarhus after this tournament. I think he felt that the road was a bit too steep. One of the motivations could be the possibility of qualifying for Rio in 16. Carsten Olsen and Mathias Bo has announced that they're playing on until the Olympics, and I guess Rasmus feels that they're not really close to the best Danish pair, and thus the chance of qualifying seems quite small. He wants to, he's got a trainee job waiting for him when he comes home. He wants to go after a civilian career.
Yeah. But it seems to me as if the Danes are playing today with a lot more freedom. They were a little bit passive in their first round encounter, a bit nervous perhaps.
Yeah, they knew that they had beaten the Indonesians once before, and it was a good chance of winning a match at the World Championship. First time both players, first time Rasmus R.Bonde is playing a World Championship, and they really wanted to win that match and meet the Koreans.
Yes, because of course 2 years ago M.Conrad was a quarter-finalist. Rasmussen lost to the eventual champions, Hyun, through high five.
It's a bit of a pity that Rasmus has decided to call it quits, because he was of course the new partner of M.Conrad, playing together for a year or so, and it's not that this year is wasted, but I think they've actually reached a good level, and the playing style fit together, and entirely the idea of Colling and Conrad getting back together playing men's doubles. There is some pros, but there's
Am I allowed to ask you to elaborate on that, or would you rather not?
No, that's no problem.
Because
pros could be that Colling would be exposed to tougher defense in the men's doubles category than in the mixed, and also that he can get some match practice if they continue to go out early mixed, because bad draws, or they're still working on getting their game together. So of course it's nice to play one more category, but the cons, in my opinion, are bigger. I think, plain simple, that Mads Colling is too high to play men's doubles.
too tall.
Yeah, too tall. That's right. Totally different playing style than mixed. In mixed, he uses his height to attack the female player. I don't think he'll get the same kind of chances to do that in the men's doubles. Of course, the combinations that are not really experienced, they'll have difficulties playing against him because of the steepness in his attack. But I guess they'll have big problems against a lot of Asian combinations.
Yeah, just to emphasize how tall he is, he's 2 meters 5 centimeters.
He's going to launch his serves from a different position as the mixed double, and definitely could use some more service practice in the mixed. I see more cons than pros.
Yeah. Well, as you say, I mean, the fact that this Danish pair, just shy of a year that they've been playing together, they actually formed their partnership at the China Masters last September. You know, and to me, having watched them, it just seemed to be settling into it. So it does seem a huge shame, but I'm totally respectful of somebody that wants to do something else in life. Sport isn't the be-all and end-all.
He says he's looking forward to doing all the things that we do right now. Water skiing was one of the things to mention. I don't think he actually believed that he would have to kill that one more time, but somehow Hyun got it back.
7-10.
Very careful, didn't take the shuttle crossed over the net. It was all perfectly legal. Koreans to the mid-game interval with a 4-point advantage.
One of the problems for the Danes here is that they actually try to play a bit of the same style as the Koreans.
They do very much have a set formation, so don't know this Korean pair, because Yong at the front of the court is quite magnificent. He reads the game so well, and goes on Hyun. We only have to look at him. It's absolutely superb physical specimen, very powerful, good mover, powerful smashes from the back of the court.
Yeah, but if you compare him to Yong, still a different playing style, much more creative. I mean, he was the creative part playing with Yo Yong-sung.
Yeah.
So now they put two creative players together, and they've had to suffer a bit in sort of defensive stability, and also in ability to work at a high rate with super hard smashes from the backcourt. So I wouldn't be surprised if it takes perhaps a year more to get settled into the playing style that these two Koreans are wanting to play. That should not affect their overall strength, as they're both excellent players, but perhaps at situations like this, at the Worlds, at the Olympics, at the Asian Badminton Championships, where you really want to play well and all the other combinations are also preparing for the same tournament, it wouldn't surprise me if they did not reach the final this year. on the other hand, they could also go on to win the whole thing, because we must say that Fu and Kai haven't been as dominant as the earlier years. Kai seemed to struggle a bit with his back on a few occasions.
Yeah. What about the Indonesian combination of Muhammad Hassan and R32? Because of course the last two Super Series tournaments, that Indonesian combination have beaten
them
in the final. Yeah.
I would say it depends a little bit on how shaped blows.
Service over.
The Indonesians are very good in windy conditions where it's difficult to play good defense against them. Very strong in the serve situation and very, very strong in attack, especially with Hassan at the back and R32 at the net. And the Koreans relying on playing a mixed playing style, where they're not afraid to be in the defense. But it would be difficult if
9-4.
For and against.
Dangerous, blocking it back to the net when Yong is there.
Service over.
And in terms of winning championships, I think also that both these two Korean players, both Ko and Lee, have shown signs of nerves when it comes to the big games, to the big finals. The same goes for their own partners, actually. So I think they need to be a little bit, or not just a little bit, but quite a bit better than their opponents to take the title back to Korea.
Service over. 10.
Especially the short services that have let them down at a number of occasions.
Yes.
Chinese combination that
Guys, thank you.
we witnessed here on the television court a couple of matches ago. They good shape. Long and TianHe easily disposed of the Japanese pairing. So they could be strong contenders.
And the question mark in my mind is TianHe and whether he's fully recovered from that knee injury.
Too good.
No.
But his partner Liu Xiaolong looked totally fired up.
Oh, he looked fantastic. He was so sharp.
Service over. 16-10.
Hyun and Lee Yong compared to Jong Jae-sung and Lee Yong, these two players, they play a bit more flat defense compared to when Jong Jae-sung was Lee Yong-dae's partner, where they play high, long defense.
17.
And until that's totally settled in, it gives away opportunities to, for instance, R32 at the net or Liu Xiaolong at the net. One of the most interesting categories to follow this week in Guangzhou, the men's doubles.
11-17.
The most open?
Yeah. The way I see it, there's so many pairs that play well, and little ranking list have Fu and Kai as human in this tournament, so I think they're beatable.
Service over.
Then again, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. And like we were discussing in the last match with Min Wang, world and Olympic champions can play to a degree off their reputation. And their opponents sort of think, crikey, here I am against the world's best, and they're half beaten before they start.
19-11.
Especially when you reach the semi-final and final level, where these former won medals, they give you a couple of tactics because you know how to behave in these situations. You know that you shouldn't be discouraged by one or two missed shots.
Mixed doubles medal. Bronze medal 2010 with Hyun.
20, game point, 11.
Very complete players, these two Koreans, both of them medaling in men's and mixed doubles. But now they're concentrating on the men's doubles. I think that's significant.
That's a good thing for them, definitely. I think they messed things up. Bringing Hyun to partner Yong in the mixed doubles was too hard a workload for Yong, and actually I don't think they ever reached the same level as Hyun.
First game won by Hyun, 21-12.
17 minutes. 12. Who's giving advice to two Danish players. He was such a terrific player to watch, wasn't he? Just always so passionate in the way he played.
Yeah, and he showed his emotions and his expressions on court, and one of the first Koreans to do that.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, match number 2, well started. Please welcome the attacking officials.
Second game,
To the court of play.
Play.
During the interval that it was Jesper Larsen who was advising the two Danish players. Larsen has disappeared from the coach's bench, and I assume that's because he's gone to talk to the man who will be on court next, which is Yong, seed in the singles. He'll be on the practice courts. His final bit of advice.
Service over, 1-4.
Does it help for you coaches when you've got so many players doing well?
Yeah, but then it's a pleasure being busy as a coach.
Yes.
As long as it's on the same court, then it's quite nice. Because when you have players on several courts at the same time, to choose, and how do you choose? Do you show any preferences the way you choose? It's really difficult sometimes.
You're probably in a no-win situation because if you have to make that choice, you know, well, somebody's going to be offended.
Yeah, it's just a question of how much. I mean, some players sort of understand the reasons behind it. Still, the feelings are, I coach, so it should be. It's just seeing it from different sides of the table.
Well, the little discussion there, I think, was the Danes were saying that Hyun is so fast with his serve. He looks as if he's hardly settled, and then the serve is gone. And the Danes, I think, were saying, look, we really need time to get ourselves ready, get prepared for the receipt of serve.
Showing much the same style as Vijaya, who also one time in his career experienced trouble with his services, and the solution is to launch it quickly before you get to think of what's actually going on. Of course, the opposition will try to block that by taking a little bit longer time.
Service over. 4-3. Service over. 4-4.
Discussion and discrepancy between the two pairs as to whether the shuffle should be changed or not. They're total this time, that.
Server langt, så slår han vildt og flat, så det er enten lægge højt med catchen, eller også går den ud.
Giving advice.
Could you hear what he was saying?
He was saying something about the long services, so perhaps flip them a bit. It could also be the other way around, that the Danes should give a little bit more attention to short services, and then if they themselves are flipped, then just put it away to the baseline.
7-4.
serve.
8-4.
Clapping the hands from Jesper Larsen, and I guess that was what they were talking about. They're going to flick Kosungun.
Thank you. Thank you. Come here.
The umpire's going to have a word with Go Sun Hyun.
Please stop delaying the game. Okay? Thank you.
Please stop delaying the game.
That's a bit funny. That he gets the warning for delaying the game.
Service over.
He's been the one that's
5,
got ready to
8.
served, and
Yeah. Means that it's often quite inconsistent what the umpires, how they handle these situations. It was discussed with Richard in one of the earlier matches that
Line judge,
when the
line
clock
judge.
on
Line
court
judge.
where the interval was timed, and unless you were ready to receive, you lost the point, and unless you were ready to launch a serve in the interval when this time limit was reached, you had lost
Here,
the
in
point
front,
as well.
in front, here. Yes, that's, thank you, thank you. Guys,
We have all this mopping the court and drinking and so on.
that of course is the
6,
problem with the
8.
having a clock mopped, because if the court does need to be mopped, of course in tennis you never have the court mopped.
No.
So you can say, players, you've got your 20 seconds or whatever it is, and
Service
you
over.
must be ready within
9,
that time
6.
period. But in badminton it is slightly more complicated, because if perspiration is left on the court surface, it becomes very dangerous, and the last thing we want to see is injuries. But something needs to happen, because matches are
Service
taking...
over. 7.
We changed all
9.
this scoring because we felt matches were taking too long when you had to be serving to
Yeah.
win a point.
Yeah, and we're not at the same level, but the matches are beginning to be longer and longer and mopping, and especially the men's double, where the service situation is so important. Sometimes it's 1
Service
minute
over.
between the rallies.
Yeah.
10, 7. Service over. 8, 10. Nine, 10.
Well, it wasn't called by our service judge, Wojciech Slavsky. Well, the Danes do have
Service
the
over.
lead at the mid-game
11,
interval here
9,
in the second game.
interval.
Som er rigtig, rigtig vigtigt, der er ligesom til slut, hver gang vi kommer i underlejen, som vil kryds, smadrer til det kryds. Det er klart, herfra skal den ikke have så meget sidelænd, som den skal over på den anden side. Men så får I nemlig smash, der kommer sådan her, så kan I gå ind.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So with the screen I can
Hold,
see
thank you.
that's one urging his players to move forward on the court.
7, 9, play. Service over, 10, 11.
I suspect we might see the Koreans just up their intensity and their pace a little.
Hyun sort of taking the background player role. They play most of their attacks. To see him develop his attack, his steepness, and or his speed. But before I was certain enough to publish this, I wanted to check with our speed gun operator, and the measurements right now on the velocity of Hyun's smash is 266 kilometers per hour, and got some old ones with Yong Dae's saying 280. Yong was shorter, but jumped like a rubber ball, so approximately the same angle I would expect.
I also thought that this man could improve the precision and thought process of exactly where he's hitting his smashes to. Because to me, because he's such a strong athlete, I think he just sort of thinks that he's just got to hit it hard rather than thinking exactly I've got to hit the left hip or I've got to go for the right shoulder. He just gets up there and hits it.
Exactly, and I think that's what they need to sort of develop this understanding. Where on exactly this opponent am I going to aim my smashes? And when I do that, Mr. Yong Dae, when I do that, you got to cover this area because that's where it's going to come. Turn my smashes.
14, 11.
Well, when they came back from the mid-game interval, I think I certainly suspect we might see the Koreans just up their intensity. 5 straight points since the mid-game interval. 6 straight points since the mid-game interval.
15, 11.
Well, it's nice if you've got that capacity to be able to do that. Most of us mere mortals tried to up the intensity and we couldn't.
Service over. 12, 15.
Ready for the flick there, Hyun.
16, 12.
Probably they got the same feeling as we've discussed in a number of these early matches, that quite early in the first game you get the feeling that you're going to pull this off.
Service
Tend to
over.
relax a little bit when you get the first game.
13, 16. Service over. 17, 14.
Another area where there might be something to gain for the Koreans would be the service returns. For years they've been known to not be very aggressive on the service returns, and that's almost contrary to all other top pairs.
Credit to them.
14,
Thought
17.
one of the Danes, but yeah, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, that was the incident to which I was referring there. Way out of position. Possibly a double hit.
Let's get that one more time, please.
What on earth? Missed it. Then had a second swipe at it. Whoops. And tried a little bit of trickery. If that had worked.
But I don't think he would have won it because the Young Day was ready for it.
18, 14.
Let's say
Service over, 15, 18.
I don't see him as a consistent server. Defense also the third shot. You know that you're very comfortable serving and be covering the third shot as well as you should be.
Service over. 19, 15.
2 points away from facing the third round for the #1 seeds. Oh, just the 1 point needed.
That was a good
20,
smash.
match point.
It wasn't hard, but it was steep.
It's good judgment when you match point down.
Service over,
Goodness me.
16, 20.
It's wide, and with the error from Rasmus R.Bonde, he walks into retirement from international badminton. But for the #1 seeds, Hyun and Yong, I think they probably regard that as a nice, good workout. Their first match in the World Championships, 38 minutes needed
Match
to come
won
through
by
the Danish pair.
Hyun, Leon Day, 21-12, 21-16.
Yeah, umpire confirms the score. It was mighty close, wasn't it? Safely through. One pair. Confirmation, 21-12, 21-16. 13 minutes.
Well, our next edition, as you can hear, Jill Clark is left for the day. Richard Kaufman back with you, and it's men's singles action for you, and it's the match between Chao Tien-Chen of Chinese Taipei and the Dane Janno Jorgensen, looking for the right to take on Honsana coming through in 3 games earlier today against the Finn Huskainen. Players are already on court.